Hello, my name is McKenzie and I'm the Regional Secretary of UNISON in the West Midlands. It's really good to meet you. We thought that what we would try and do is just try different ways of trying to communicate with colleagues from across the region, and this is as good a way as any. I think it's really important to make use of the kind of technology that we've got. So I think what we'll probably be doing is from time to time you'll get these little messages from us about some of the things that we're working on and some of the things that we want to work with you on, and hopefully you'll find these things useful. One of the big issues for us all at the moment obviously is we're in the run-up to the National Delegate Conference, and that's going to be a really important affair for everybody concerned. As always, it's the decision-making body of the union, and we want to make sure that that's a success. One of the things about that conference that I think it's always worth keeping in mind is that for many members we have to make sure that the conference is relevant to them, and that actually mirrors the discussions that are taking place across the union right now about making sure that the kind of structures that we've got so that members can get involved in the activities of the union are relevant to them, so that people working in what are not seen as being the bigger areas of UNISON membership can actually have a kind of structure that they feel that they can take an active role in, because it speaks to them as a structure. And that's going to be one of the very biggest debates that will take place at the National Delegate Conference. And so I hope that when you come to take your decisions about how you want your structures to operate within the union, that you do take into account the need to make sure that what we're about is to try and maximise the level of participation in this union, and the only way that we'll really be able to do that is if the structures actually speak to people themselves and they feel that, yeah, this is something that I feel comfortable about getting involved in. One of the founding principles of this union was about equality and justice, not only in the workplace but in the communities where our members live and with the friends with which they live in their communities, and that is under challenge right now. That is under threat. There is a political party out there, the BNP, that seeks to sow divisions amongst our communities, sow divisions amongst our members, and this union is steadfast in our opposition to that organisation, and steadfast in our determination to make sure that we do whatever we can to make sure that not only are we against the sort of poisonous politics that's put forward by that organisation, but that we actually put forward a progressive politics, a progressive set of issues that working people can identify with. And that's why the Million Voices campaign is so important. So you'll hear a lot about the Million Voices campaign, because what it does is it sets forward a set of clear ideas for the sorts of practical measures that need to be carried out by the government to make sure that the sort of things that working class people want to see put in place within this country are brought around. So the campaign against the BNP is important, and that campaign is going to be acute come the June European elections and county council elections. We need to maximise the number of people who come out from you as UNISON members and vote in that campaign. Whoever you choose to vote for, we're asking you to come out in force and to vote in those elections. We believe that there are many more people who support progressive politics, who do not support the divisions that are put forward by the British National Party. And we think if you come out and exercise your democratic right to vote, a right that has been fought for through the generations, then we think that that will send a clear message to the likes of the BNP that their politics have no place in the West Midlands or anywhere else. So please take the opportunity to use your vote in the June European and County Council elections. After all, it's our community that these people from the BNP are seeking to undermine, and it's actually only us that can do something about it. We're the people that we've been waiting for. We're the only ones who can make sure that the principles that this union have been founded on are carried forward and not undermined by the BNP. But of course, the big issue for the union, over all else probably, is our ability to be able to stand up and fight for our members when the going gets tough, and the going doesn't really get much tougher than it is now for many people. We're in the middle of a really hard recession, and the West Midlands is taking the heaviest brunt of that recession. All the analysts have been really clear that the West Midlands has gone the deepest into the recession and will take the longest to come out. What we also know is that the public services are going to take a huge hit. The money that's being given to all these bankers to bail them out, the very people who got this country into the mess that it is now, has got to be paid for from somewhere, and the easy target that will be used will be public service expenditure. That means that we've got to be strong enough to be able to withstand some of the pressures that our members are going to be facing over the next few years, and the only way that we're going to be able to do that is if we grow as a union, and if we're stronger, if we're better organised as a union as well. So there'll be a lot of emphasis from me as your new regional secretary about the need to grow as a union. I want to see this region as the fastest growing and most progressive and most active region of the fastest growing, most progressive and active union in the country. That's the goal that we've got. So we need to work together to make that happen. We need more people out there asking the question of non-members to join us. We need more people out there making sure that we provide the absolute top quality service that we can for our members. That's the reason why people will join us, and that's the reason why we must make sure that our services are the best that they can possibly be. But we must get more people out there asking people to join. So one of the ways that we're going to support that whole process is that we're going to be trying a rolling programme of asking branch officials to come in and to talk to us about the sort of support that we'll be able to offer to help them to meet the objectives that have been set by this union. It's not going to be a heavy process. The whole idea is that we use this process to try and help and support you all to get your branches to grow. We think that we can only do this by working together. We think that we'll only make sure that the union grows if we do the simplest things and do the simplest things well. I hope that you found this short episode useful to you. Please stay in touch with us all at the regional centre, and I would really welcome the opportunity to meet as many of you as I can possibly do over the coming months. So please invite me along to come and meet you. But the messages that I'll be giving at those meetings will be the messages that I've given on this short piece, because I do think they are the priorities for this union. Bigger growth as a union, more activity within the union, and a union that speaks to its members, and a union that speaks for its members in as effective way as we possibly can. Thank you very much.